Hello, hello. Hi, Robin. How are you? Hello, hello. It is 8 o'clock on the dot, and who is there? Robin from Maryland. How are you doing? Robin, where in Maryland are you from? I have forgotten exactly where you are in Maryland. I don't know. I don't think we're close to each other, though, but just let me know if you don't mind where in Maryland you are because I have totally forgotten where you are. And it's just you and I so far tonight. I don't know who is looking from Facebook and YouTube yet. Hart, Hartford County. Okay. All right. Hi, Becky. How are you? How are you doing? Let me ask you a quick question, Becky, since you're on here before we actually get started. I have you registered for the sew along, but refresh my memory. Are you going to do the replay or are you going to do the live? I could not remember because I know it was somebody. There's one other person that I know for a fact is not going to do the sew along, but they're going to do the live. And I thought it was one other person. So um, can you let me know? Hi, Terry. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. People are coming. Uh, it takes a little while for everybody to get in, but people are coming as usual. And hopefully, we'll have a pretty good night tonight. Um, talking about Halloween. Halloween. I'm not a big Halloween person. I just have to be honest about it. I years ago, of course, when the kids were kids, when the grandkids were kids. But I don't have either of those around anymore, and I'm actually not in my house anymore. So I don't do the trick or treating, Halloween, all of that kind of stuff anymore. Um, so it's not a big holiday for me, but I am aware it is a big holiday. It is a huge holiday. I think it is like number three behind Christmas and Thanksgiving. I think Halloween is number three. So it is a very big, big deal. And Becky, you said you want to try the live, but tomorrow you're busy getting ready for the craft show. Okay, that's fine. No problem. I wasn't quite sure. You did get all of your information. So I was just curious as to who was going to do the replay and who was going to do the live. So I'll know tomorrow whether or not you'll be able to stop in, since you say you're going to try to do it, because I have to make sure that the people that want to do the replay will be able to get the replay, because I know everybody's going to do that signed up is going to be able to come in live, but then I'll have to do something else for people that are going to do the replay. So I'll have to know who those people are out of the ones that have already signed up to be involved. So I have all that stuff ready, and we'll talk about it a little later once more and more people come in tonight. So we have a few more people popping in. We'll just kind of wait and see what's going to happen. But while we're waiting, of course, let me welcome and thank everybody that is looking from YouTube and from Facebook that has not come into the chat. And I don't know why you guys don't come into the chat, because always, 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 there are people in the chat. There are people watching that don't come into the chat. It's a lot of people, and which is fine, no problem. But it would be so wonderful if you would just stop into the chat and join in. But I do appreciate your participation regardless of what you do. So thanks for watching. And for those of you that will be watching the rerun or the replay, thank you for watching as well. I do appreciate it. And if you have not subscribed yet, please plan to do so. I appreciate that as well. So let me see. And Becky, you say you haven't had a chance to cut the first item per cutout. That's fine. I know you said that you're busy doing a craft show, and that comes first, girl. You making money, honey. That's first. And Robin, you say you're excited about tomorrow. So am I. I'm excited. And hi, Jenny. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And hi, Joyce. Thank you for stopping in. Hi from Philly. Hey, I got another Philly girl because Val hopefully she'll stop in tonight from Philly as well. So it's good to know that this is branching out to people other than our little surrounding, which I already know that. There are other people that's all over. Matter of fact, when I look at my analytical, believe it or not, I have people abroad that are watching. So that's interesting and that's really fun. Hi Marina, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. We are here just waiting a little while longer to see how many more people stop in before we actually get started. Hi Christian, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Few more minutes and I always probably start about 10 after and to give the majority of the people that want to stop in on to be able to get here so they can hear beginning to end and all of that, what we're going to talk about. And I know that the topic is Halloween, getting ready for Halloween. This is a big, big holiday for a lot of people. Me not being one of those because I don't celebrate Halloween anymore, but I am aware that it is a big, big deal. It's one of the, I think it's the third largest money making holiday behind Christmas and Thanksgiving. So I am aware that this is a big, big holiday, big money making opportunity. And like with Becky doing her craft show, I'm sure she's got a lot of Halloween stuff in. So hopefully you'll chime in and tell us about some of the things that you're making for your craft show that's coming up. Because I'm sure everybody's going to be doing the stuff for Halloween because it's so much to do for Halloween. It's just like I said, the three top holidays, and you can kind of repeat the items that you do for all three, just change the theme, but the items themselves can be the same. When I was doing my research, as usual, for um, my lives, I was trying to figure out, okay, what's really the thing that people do for Halloween. And I was surprised to see that most of the things that people do for Halloween are the same thing that people do for the other big holidays, with the exclusion of costumes. And people buy costumes, make costumes, put costumes together, and from stuff that you already have. Like I used to do my kids years and years ago when they were little, when they were much younger. We didn't have the money for costumes, so we made costumes out of what we already had, and they worked. But anyway, that's kind of how that goes. Marie, you said it's your husband's birthday. Well, happy birthday, hubby. How you doing? And you said you'll be celebrating the Universal Studios Haunted House event. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Do you like haunted houses? I haven't been. When the last time I went in a haunted house? I think I want to say I don't think I was an adult when I went into a haunted house the last time because I was not the one. I was not the one. I remember one time as a young girl. Uh, that was even before my mom passed, and I was 11 when my mom passed, so it was even before then. And uh, this particular haunted house was at Forest Park, which is back years and years ago. Forest Park is a large um, park in St. Louis, but back when I was a kid, they had they had an amusement park also, and the school would always take a busload of people from the whole entire St. Louis school district out to Forest Park amusement park one day a year. It was school day or whatever. But anyway, at that time, they had the walking haunted houses. You didn't ride through; you walked through, which I think they stopped doing that because people probably got hurt. Because I remember going in with my brothers because I wasn't going by myself, but mom said you got to stay together, so I had to go because my brothers wanted to go. And I held on to them the whole entire time walking through there. I did not let go of them. But the thing that was the most funny was I had my eyes closed the whole time. I refused to look. I refused to look. When I walked through in the very beginning, all I could see were these eyes. You couldn't see anything but eyes. And my eyes went tight shut after that. And I remember one time as we were walking through, something touched me, and I peeped, and it was a witch or some kind of whatever it was, but it scared me so bad. I didn't play haunted houses. And then I think the second and last time I went through a haunted house, we rode through, which was a lot better. But I did the exact same thing. I kept my eyes closed as tight as possible because I wasn't having that haunted house at all. Not at all. Hi, Marlene. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And Becky, you say you have a booth at this show, but this is your club that's hosting this for the past 33 years, and you have 55 vendors. Oh, that is wonderful, wonderful. So that's so good. I hope everything works out well. You make tons of money, and everybody has a lot of fun. And Marina, you say your husband is a true Halloween birthday baby and loves everything about it. Well, bless your heart. That is so great. Because, like I said, I know people love Halloween. They celebrate it like I celebrate Christmas because that's my favorite holiday. I go Christmas crazy. At least I used to. Everything Christmas I had to buy, but Halloween not so much. And Terry, you said they still have walk through haunted houses. Okay, well, I wouldn't know because I don't go to haunted houses. But you know what? I do remember seeing ads on TV long time ago in St. Louis. I would say, anyway, I have seen ads on TV a while back about people walking through, but that's not me. Walking through, riding through, my thing is to run through because I don't like haunted houses. I don't. I love sci-fi, and like going to Jurassic Park or some kind of scary stuff like that would be fun. And I've been through those at. Uh, I don't think it was Universal Studio. I think it was Disney World. Now that was fun. I do that. That's fun. But the haunted house thing with the zombies and the ghosts and the devils and the all of those kinds of things. That's what it was that touched me. It was a doggone red devil. And I opened my eyes and saw that devil. And, ooh, I shut my eyes so tight, child, you couldn't pry them open with a crowbar. Hi, Carol. How you doing? You said you hate being scared, so sure don't want to do it on purpose. Tell me about it. Exactly. I'm gonna pay money to be scared. And hi, Betty. You're 12 minutes late. That's okay. We're just chit chatting, waiting for more people to drop in. So you are fine. We're gonna start in a minute. And Marina, you say you have the haunted house, corn mazes, and haunted hay rides near you in North Carolina. Now, the corn maze I would not do because I have claustrophobia anyway. And the mere fact that I'm in a maze and do not know how to get out of that puppy, no, I don't do mazes. I don't care whether they're haunted or not. I would not do a maze because that would just terrify me to death. I can't do a maze. And then have it haunted as well. Oh my goodness. And then the haunted hayride sound fun. I would do that with a bunch of people, a bunch of people on the wagon and stuff like that. I would do that. That would be fun. That would be fun. But I'm not gonna do that maze. That's not working for me. And Becky, you said you are the coordinator of the show, so that keeps you busy, and you have made a lot of Halloween gift bags full of candy, gift sucker baskets, and you make the suckers. Oh, you make the suckers, and you've made. Oh my goodness gracious, girl! You've made 1,000 suckers already. I assume that you have a large group of people that come through. And Dorothy Hayes, how are you doing? You're from Florida and you love Halloween. Well, again, I am very much aware of people that love Halloween. So it is 16 minutes after 8. And so I am going to go ahead and get started with the subject tonight. And I'm talking about Halloween. So we were talking about Halloween anyway. So we were already on subject. But I just have a few things that I just want to point out. And I learned this, well, I had heard of this a long time ago. Aware of the history or how Halloween originated. But I looked it up. Well, I had the AI do it for me because I just, if it's out there and available, I utilize it. And the AI says that Halloween originated from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, which was celebrated at the end of harvest season, thereby it being this time of the year. The Celts who lived 2,000 years ago in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France celebrated their new year on November the 1st. This day marked the end of the summer and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human death because it was dark, cold, and it was winter and, you know, not a lot of food and so forth and so on. So I can understand how a lot of people died during that time of the year. The Celtics believed that on the night before the new year, which would have been October 31st, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they celebrated the Samhain, when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. To commemorate the events, the Druids built huge sacred bonfires where people gathered to burn crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. During this celebration, the Celts wore costumes, typically consisting of animal heads and skins. And in the 8th century, Pope, so that would be 800 AD, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor all saints. Soon, All Saints' Day incorporated some of the traditions of the Samhain. The evening before was known as All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve. And later they shortened it to Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick or treating, carving jack o' lanterns, festive gatherings, donning of costumes, and eating treats. So there you have it. That is the origin of Halloween, how it got started. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy between religious groups and so forth and so on, and I won't go there about celebrating Halloween and so forth and so on. But for me, I just think it's a fun time, especially for kids, because who doesn't like to dress up and pretend they're somebody else? Even when I dressed up, though, I didn't do any of the ghosts and goblins and those types of costumes. I like to do the fun stuff, the superheroes and funny type costumes. That's what I'll do a witch. I'll do a witch because that's just typical. But other than that, I would always do the funny stuff, and my kids did too. But that's the origin of Halloween. And hi, Joyce. Thanks for stopping by. So I just wanted to just let people know, in case you didn't know, how Halloween got started and what it really depicts. And now in the 21st century, it has nothing to do with the deities and the dead ghosts coming back and all of that kind of stuff like that. It's all in fun. It's a big money making time of the year. People celebrate it. Now I do know historically within our time they almost ruined Halloween for children. If any of you all remember back when they put razor blades, unfortunately, in apples and stuff like that, and that changed the whole concept of how people did the trick or treating, and it stopped people from going door to door during that period of time, and then it did pick back up. But now, rarely do people go to homes that they're not familiar with. Because I know when we were kids, we just went out and we went in totally different neighborhoods, nowhere near where we live because we lived in the hood. We would go elsewhere and people would just put raw candy in your bag. You know, nothing was wrapped up. They even made popcorn balls and stuff like that and dumped that in your bag. And you would have salt and sugar and all kinds of stuff down in the bottom of your bag, and then you would have all your candies, your suckers and your penny candy and everything all jumbled in there mixed up, and you just pulled it out and ate it. Nobody really checked what you ate. But after that situation with the apples and stuff, people stopped doing that. You know, you don't get fresh fruits anymore like it did because people would give apples and oranges and fruits and stuff like that because they wanted to be healthy for the kids. But they now everything is wrapped up. Everything must be individually wrapped. You don't get anything that's not wrapped up. If it is, it automatically gets tossed. And people often now go to places that they know. A lot of the churches have Halloween events, which I think is really good. I can't remember what they call it, trick or trunk or something like that, because they have people out in the parking lot with their cars and the trunks are open and they'll decorate the trunks and stuff, and then they would do their trick or treating from the trunks of the car on church lots, which I think is really neat. Also, and you know, malls are kind of going by the wayside, but I know malls oftentimes will have trick or treating in the mall where the store people will have the candy and the kids would go by the stores in the mall and they would get candy that way. And then oftentimes people have private parties at their house, so they invite people to their homes. So that's kind of how trick or treating and Halloween has evolved from back in my day when it was a free thing, free flow, and you just did what you did and went out there and got your candy and stuff from any and everybody, and you ate it and you were sick. Mom had to take it away from you because you would sit up there and try to eat the whole bag in one sitting. To being very restrictive and all of that. And now I have not done Halloween in it's been at least 10 years, if not more, because I haven't been in a house in that length of time, and I only did it when I was in my house. I've not done it living in apartments or anything like that. And if you have your light on, then that means come by and get candy or whatever. But if your light is not on, you're not supposed to stop by. You're supposed to keep going because that tells you that person is not participating in Halloween. And we used to have the light on and have the porch decorated and pretty much standing in the doorway waiting for the kids to come by. And we would have on whatever we're going to wear and it was a lot of fun seeing the neighborhood kids up and down the neighborhood walking in the streets with their cute little costumes, and the little bitty kids were looking so cute. And then you would get mad at the big teenagers that kind of bogart their ways in front of the little kids and stuff, and it's like they're being rude and mean. I don't want to give you candy because it's for the little kids, not for you big grown teenagers. You all go have a party somewhere and leave these little kids alone. But that was my experience with Halloween. But again, like I said, I don't have those opportunities anymore because I don't have any little kids around me, so I don't do it. So that's pretty much how Halloween has been for me. And let me see, a couple of people have dropped in. Um, Eric, how are you doing? Eric is my grandson. Hey, and he came, he stopped by to see his granny. So, welcome, Eric. Thank you for stopping by. And hi, Bill. Thank you for stopping by. And you said there was a time you had to take your candy to the hospital to be x rayed. Yeah, I think the hospitals were doing that for a while. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when hospitals were saying that you can bring candy by and get it x-rayed and stuff, but that is so bad. Just like Marlene, you said that was awful, but yeah, I that was back in the day. Hi Val, thank you for stopping by. And Bill, you said your ex was always late for work during this year. She had a hard time finding a place to park. Stop it. You made me read that whole thing. You got me on that one. Bill is always the jokester here, if you guys haven't noticed that. And Robin, you say you don't have any children in your neighborhood except for your granddaughter, so you take them to the neighborhood church. Yeah, yeah. So I know, like I said, the churches do that often, which I think is pretty neat for kids because they do have the opportunity, especially the treat or trunk, I think is what they call it, something along that line. Because people actually get a chance to do the decoration. They decorate their trunks, and then the people come by like they're going to a neighborhood house and do the trick or treating. So that part is kind of fun. And then they have the little part inside the church, um, the church dining hall or whatever. And again, going to the mall because I know my son when his kids were little used to take the kids to the mall. And I think my daughter did too. Took her son to the mall, which happens to be on here. My daughter and her son is on here, so I'm excited. Thank you for stopping by, and please join into the chat. And yes, that was hysterical for Bill doing his jokes as usual. He always has something funny to say. And Becky, you said you have a big trunk for treat event in your hometown on Main Street, and it's a lot of fun and a lot of kids too. That would be fun. That because it's kind of like how they do it at church, but you get a chance to do the decoration. That's the part that I like because you get a chance to decorate your trunk and have all of your whatever you would probably have at home or whatever. Like I said, we decorated our porch and I had this witch that's was in a rocking chair and would rock and and all that kind of stuff, and that was fun. And the lights, the eyes would light up and all of that. And then you had your scarecrow and your bale of hay and spider webs and all of that kind of fun stuff. So that part I did enjoy, and my participation in Halloween was strictly for the kids because me, as I said personally, I never have been a big Halloween type person. But it is, in my opinion, a holiday for kids and big kids alike. Big kids such as adult kids. If you like Halloween, then it's a lot of fun, especially dressing up. Now, what I do like is going to a costume party. Now, if there's some grown people having a costume party, now I'm in for that. I'm down for that 100%. Get a costume and go to a party and sip on some libation here, listen to some good music, and get up and dance in your costume and all that kind of stuff. So I've done those kinds of things, and they've been a lot of fun. So, what I want to talk about as well, since we know the origin of Halloween, and Becky kind of started it off because she is a coordinator for a big event in her hometown that does a craft fair, and she's hosting it and has been making making all kinds of stuff for it. And I'm sure because she said, I think she said she had 55 vendors or so. Those vendors are going to be selling things. So, what are some of the things that can be made for those of us that may not be going to a craft fair, but we have customers or we have Etsy shops or something, Shopify or something, and pretty much you should have your stuff out already, but just in case you haven't, or if you have customers or even friends and relatives that you're thinking about making stuff for, what are some of the things that are popular for Halloween? And when I looked it up, I wasn't surprised, but then in a way I was a little bit surprised because the list that came up was very, very well. I won't even say very similar. It was similar. It was pretty much the same things that you do for Christmas, and they mentioned towels. Um, um, For me, towels would be again geared towards children, where you can make the hood towels and you have the animal or superhero or whatever. But that would be cute if you had a Frankenstein, a witch, a ghost, or even whatever their favorite superhero or whatever. That would be a cute gift to sell or to give away for Halloween. And they also mentioned blankets, which I hadn't thought about a blanket, not for Halloween specifically, but if you're going to do a hayride or something like that, that would be cute to have some type of Halloween blanket while you're wrapped up at the hayride, or if you're going to a s'mores party where you're sitting outside by the fireplace, whether you're out in the farm area where they have hay rides, or if you're in your backyard and you have a fire pit or something like that. And because you know it's chilly out there, and to be wrapped up in a blanket that happens to have some type of Halloween design on it would be pretty neat. I think that's a good idea as far as a gift is concerned or something to sell. And they mentioned, of course, fleece blankets or quilts and waterproof blankets for picnics and stadium blankets. That's the other thing that popped in my mind about stadium blankets. Not necessarily Halloween, but you can put a Halloween design on there. But you can put the favorite team that your customer or your whomever you're making this gift for would appreciate. And Serpa uh, blankets, those you know what Serpa is. Those things are nice and warm. So, and then back to the towels, they were talking about, of course, terry towels, kitchen towels, bathroom towels, bath towels, washcloth, tea towels, linen towels, flour sack towels, and even golf travel towels. So, or exercise towels, not golf travel, but golf towels and exercise towels are interesting. Um, Staying on the theme of kitchen, pot holders, oven mitts, chef hats, aprons, tablecloth, table runners, placemats, cloth napkins. To me, these are little out of the box thing as far as Halloween is concerned because I personally would not have thought of doing any of those type of things other than maybe an apron. Um, for Halloween, but or a tablecloth or a table runner, placemat type stuff. But just think about it. If you're having some type of get together for Halloween, look at the decoration that you can do that is personalized for your Halloween party that you can actually make. And that would be so cute. Or if you are invited to a Halloween party, some of the things that you could make to take to the Halloween party as a hostess gift. Who would not want an oven mitt or pot holders or even an, an apron or napkins or what have you that has a Halloween theme and you're going to this Halloween party? And to add on to that, another thing is they have wine bottle. You can go to Hobby Lobby and they have these canvas wine bottle holders that you can stitch on. And even if you do sublimation, I've seen some wine holder um, sublimatable holders that you could do something for that would be an excellent hostess gift. And to personalize that for the theme of Halloween, going to a Halloween costume party, I think would be an absolutely wonderful gift. If you're taking a dish, you could, of course, take the towels or the napkins, um, wrap your dish up in the in the towel or something along that line and present it to your guests. Even if you're carrying a dish in um, a disposable container, because many of us, when we take things out nowadays, will buy the Tupperware or the Rubbermaid stuff that is disposable, because you don't have to worry about bringing it back and having her wash it and bring it back to you or whatever. You just take it and leave it and you're done with it. But to make it special, you wrap it up in a personalized towel that they can keep as a gift. And then if you do that in a Halloween theme, because you're going to this Halloween party, I think that would be much appreciated. And it's also a gift that you can think about as far as your customer. If you have a customer and they haven't ordered anything from you in a while, you can call them up and make that suggestion to them. You don't know. Or take those things to a crafting event. So I think those are things that are interesting. Now, it also mentioned in the hoop items. Now, it is a lot of in the hoop items that I've seen that are specifically pertaining to children, because you can get all these little stuffy things, softies, I think is what they call them, and um, you can tailor that to Halloween. But they also talk about in the hoop wallets, which I've not made. I think I've seen one once, but in the hoop wallet is interesting. Wristlets, which I've done, pouches, small projects that are one of the favorite things to machine embroider for gifts. So um, name tags, or gift tags, or luggage tags, um, key fobs, things like that is really cute. But let's back it up to where they mention pouches. I decided today that I was going to do a little something for tonight to show you guys as a thought, as a gift. Look what I made. It is a jack o' lantern zipper purse, fully lined, no raw edges, with a little tab that you can put a wristless on. You can put a phone in there, your keys, a little wallet, anything like that. But this is something that I made, and you'll see this on my channel tomorrow in the morning, because I completed the video when I did this, and all I have to do is upload it to YouTube, and it will be on my channel as to how to do this. Now, we have talked about Disorderly Threads before. I got this design from Disorderly Threads. So you can see that they have some really, really cute little items that you can make. And it is so simple and quick and easy to do. And I think I just love their stuff. But I thought this was cute. And this is a cute gift. It's a cute idea that you can give even a teenage girl, or you can give a preteen this. They would love it. And my husband suggested that you put a belt loop on here where you could attach it to your belt. I didn't think about that, and the direction doesn't call for that, but I think that's a good idea. Um, I, you know, girls don't use a lot of belts and stuff, but it is a thought. You could do it like where you can stick your hand in it and carry it, or something like that. But I just thought that this was really cute. So you might want to think about doing that. Now, this doesn't show up that well, but this is green. It's a green leaf. And of course, that's supposed to be the pumpkin stalk. And then, of course, it being a jack-o'-lantern. That's how it is. And this is applique. So you do the applique with the satin stitch and everything like that. And then again, in the hoop uh, zipper. So cute little idea. So again, that tells you you can do pouches, zipper purses, things like that. I didn't get around to doing it. Had another design that I had that is a pumpkin zipper purse, and it's a pumpkin, but it's more. It opens from the middle, and you can put things in it. So just a thought and idea, and thank you, Robin and Marina and Jenny. And again, I have to give credit. I got the design off of Etsy. Disorderly Threads sell their designs through Etsy. So if you just go on there and put in Disorderly Threads, if you're interested in it, and pull it up, and they have a whole host of designs. And I think I showed you guys a while back some of the other purses that I made, the zipper purses where I made the hot dog and the French fries and the popcorn and the shoe. And somebody on here said they wanted to do the shoe as a group, but we never got around to it. So I'm still open for that when we're done with this thing that we're going to start tomorrow. But you all would love doing that because it doesn't it doesn't take that long once you have everything cut out and you can just go. It really does not take that long. It's not that bad. And since I've been doing them, I am more comfortable with how to make them, so I can do them a lot quicker than I did the first time I did it and messed it completely up. I couldn't open the zipper. It was funny. It was a hot mess. I'm gonna tell you, it was a hot mess. But trial and error, trial and error. Well, thank you, Becky. I thought it was cute when I saw it online. I said, "Oh, this is so cute. I want to make it." So I got it, and luckily it was on sale because normally these designs sell for $9, and I think it was $6.50 or something along that line. But anyway, it was a $9, so I went on and got it, and I made it, and you guys will see the video of it tomorrow. How to make it. And it has 13 steps, and I can't go step by step by step because the video will be too long. But hopefully, I put enough information in there at least to pique your curiosity to want to try it if that's something that you're interested in doing. So, we just wanted to mention that. But again, that's something that you could think about as far as a craft to sell or a gift to give. Um, Also, they mentioned, which is also something that could be done in the hoop, earrings and pendants and uh, wristlets, necklaces, all of those kinds of things. And you can use that. You can use black thread and have that goth look, and that would be cute for your costume if you're doing some type of costume, whether you're doing a goth thing or a witch thing or anything like that. The black lace stuff will be really cute. Hi Deborah, how you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it. Beanies, they mentioned beanies. They make fun gifts, and this time of the year, as I had on my other video, beanies and boots. Um, you're out there doing the hay rides, you're out there doing the trick or treating, you're outside in the element. You need something to keep your head warm, and a beanie is a excellent accessory to put on. But you could also dress that, especially for Halloween. Somebody could put a bat on it, a witch, a Frankenstein, a ghost, whatever you want on the beanie, and sell it. I'm sure it would sell. Becky, you might want to get busy. Add some more things to your list to do. and balsa wood items. Now, I don't know if you guys remember several weeks, maybe a couple of months now, that I did that balsa wood demo where you actually can stitch on wood, which was a surprise to me at that time. I didn't know that. But balsa wood is that soft wood and it's perfect for embroidery. You have to make sure that you get the right weight. And I think it's 32 mils. Forgot the other parameter that goes with it. But anyway, um, balsa wood, you can make a really nice design. And I have uh, some really cute scarecrow designs that I probably will stitch out a couple of them on another video just to show them that I bought because they are too cute and too crazy. They would look good on a tote, on balsa wood, on a towel, on a t-shirt, because I might do it on the t-shirt. I haven't decided what, but I know, and I have a whole collection, so it's going to be hard for me to decide which one to use. But that would be a cute idea. And then, as I mentioned, a t-shirt. Who doesn't like a t-shirt? If you don't have a costume, make your costume. Embroider something, make that costume and hang that up in your crafting um, station and sell the costume. And Becky, I see you said you add it for next year. So write it down, add it for next year because I think these are some good ideas of things to make to try to sell for the holidays, especially Halloween coming up. The other thing which I have yet to do, but I think I'm going to try it because I was looking at Jeanette the other day, um, Baroka Sewing and Craft, Jeanette, and she was doing her Christmas gifts idea, and she brought up the toilet paper. And I was at my son and my daughter-in-law's house the other day here, a week or so ago, we stopped through coming from Fredericksburg because they live in Woodbridge, and we stopped through and hung out with them for a minute before we came home. And um, one of the things that they showed me was some toilet paper that she had gotten that was embroidered on. Of course, I had to let her know, you know, I can do that. Stop buying this stuff offline when you can call me up and say, hey, mom, can you make me this? So I hope she's listening so she'll know that so I can keep reminding her, you don't have to buy this stuff online. Mama can do this for you, okay? Give me the money. But anyway, toilet paper and paper towel. I have not seen the paper towel, but the concept is the same. Now, what Jeanette did, if you guys haven't seen her, she did not embroider directly on the toilet paper. She used, it wasn't felt. Mm, I can't remember. It was right there and it jumped out of my head. I'll think of it. But she made that, she did a wrap and it looked just like it's on the toilet paper. But she did a wrap with elastic on it, and she put the design on that, and then put it on the roll of toilet paper. That way, because she said she doesn't like wasting anything. Fleece. Thank you, Robin. It was fleece. I knew it was like, dang, I can't think of it. But anyway, yeah, she used fleece and she did the wrap and put it on the toilet paper, and you can't even tell that it's not directly on the toilet paper, and it looks so cute. And that's a good idea. And uh, to go ahead and do that. Now I have yet to venture out on stitching on toilet paper because I'm kind of like Jeanette. I didn't see the sense in it. Who the heck want to stitch on toilet paper? What for? You gonna tear that stuff off and use the roll, or maybe not? But like she said, in case you need to use the roll, you can take it off the roll, use the roll, stick this on another roll, or you can put it back up next year because hers was a Christmas thing. And instead of having to do something different every year or buy something different every year, you can use, because who doesn't use their same decoration year in and year out? At least I did. And so this is something that you can use over and over again. So that's a good idea. Deborah, you said Jeanette used fleece. Yes, she did. Bill, it wasn't bad and it was fleece. And Carol, I have done the TP, and it was a hit, great for bad pun jokes. Yeah, it's fun. People love to get it. And like I said, um, my daughter-in-law gave it to her husband, my son, as one of his anniversary gifts. I don't remember what it said, but anyway, that was one of his little gag gifts for his anniversary. And I thought it was cute. And I said, okay, I have not done the TP yet. And Becky, you say you have TP in your craft show, TP toilet paper in your craft show. So that's good. They sell, I've seen them. I've not bought one, nor have I done one. I am gonna go try it because it's out there. But yeah, with the cover, I go for the cover better. I think I would be more comfortable with that. And Marina, you said I can't tell you how many rainy Halloween nights we have lived in upstate New York. Has anyone ever tried to embroider on the edge of an umbrella? Maybe use sticky stabilizer and a turkey frame. Now there are YouTube videos out there about how to embroider on an umbrella. I've not ventured out to do that one yet either, but I have thought about it. So that's probably how you'll be able to do it, to use Durkee frame or one of the Hoop Tech um, clamps if you have one of those. That probably could work as well. But yeah, that's an excellent idea. And instead of using sticky stabilizer, you might be able to use a thick um, water soluble stabilizer, like something that you would use for patches or for um, freestanding lace that you can wash off or spray the water on it. That way, there is absolutely no residual of a stabilizer at all. And so when they see the inside part of it, they do see the stitches, of course, but they don't see any of the stabilizer. And make sure that the bobbin thread is the same color as the umbrella. Just like when you do a straw hat, you want the bobbin thread to be the color of the straw hat. So when they see the inside of it, they can see maybe the writing or whatever, the stitching, but it is pretty seamless because it's the same color of the hat. I would do the same thing with the umbrella, but I think that's a really good idea. And it would be a good idea for Halloween because, like you said, it rains. Uh, Possibility for Halloween night, and that would be really, really good to have you a little ghost or goblin on your umbrella, and you pop that puppy out, and everybody would be surprised and amazed that you have a Halloween umbrella. Hey, you would stand out. I think they would sell. And Robin said you can use the toilet paper you embroider on in another roll because you pin it back on the roll. Yes, I know you pin it back because it has to be doubled up or whatever, and I guess the same concept as to what Jeanette did with the actual fleece and the elastic where you put it on and take it off and everything like that. So the concept is the same, except for at some point that toilet paper is going to wear out or what have you. Whereas the fleece, if you want to use it over and over again, it's still going to be pretty good. And hi, Marissa, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. The other thing, socks, Halloween socks. I've seen embroidery on socks and stuff like that. I've not done it. There is a sock hoop that you can buy off of Amazon. I don't have it. Um, my girlfriend Andrea, and I don't know if she's listening or on or whatever, she has it and she's used it. I don't have it. I was thinking about using a Durkee frame because I have a Durkee frame that is small enough where I can put the sock on it and stitch on it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that instead of investing in that frame because I know that frame. I looked it up when I saw this. I looked it up today, and it's $27 on Amazon. I think she said you get two sizes, but still, if the Durkee frame works and you have a Durkee frame already, then you don't need to invest in the sock frame. I'm thinking. I haven't tried it, but it makes sense that you can use that. And for whatever size sock that you want, unless it's a real tiny sock, then you probably would have an issue if it's a baby sock or something. And I don't know if the small frame that comes that you get from Amazon is small enough for a baby sock. I don't know, but that's just a thought of some of the things that you can use. Becky, you said you need to watch Becky with, and that's Becky Thompson with Power Tools and Threads about embroidering on toilet paper. She's the best way to learn. Yes, I love Becky. She knows how to. Ooh, she's so good. She is so good. I love what she does because she explains everything very well, and she has everything. That she can show what she's done. So if you don't watch her, you might want to. I don't watch everything she does because I'm not a quilter, and she does do a lot of quilting, but she does a lot of embroidery too. So when I see something with that's on the embroidery line, I watch her. When it's more geared towards quilting, I do not, because she's blessed. She's got all of her big basement area, her big, huge, long arm, and her all of that quilting thing bob she has and stuff. I am intimidated with all that stuff. I saw that big thing at the expo, and I said, "You really got to have some room, and you really need to be serious about quilting to buy that big old frame thing, and then long arm, the stitching on it and stuff. That looks so industrial to me that if I was going to invest in that kind of stuff, I definitely would be making quilts to sell. No, no, no doubt about that. But anyway, they look good. And hi, Ann. Thanks for stopping in. I don't think I've seen you in a couple of weeks or so. But anyway, I hope all is well. Thanks for stopping in. And Marissa, you say you have supplemented umbrellas. You supplement umbrellas all the time, um, but think embroidery would be a little much. You sell a lot of the toilet paper all year long for decoration for a lot of occasions. That's good. That's good to know. I knew that they would sell, but I don't think I don't think stitching on an umbrella would be any more difficult than stitching on anything else because you're going to take the material away from the spines and stitch on it and then put it back on the spine. How I understand the little bit that I've seen. So you're just hooping it like regular material and stitching it and then putting it back on the spines, and there you go. The only difference is it is nylon, so you got to make sure that you have it hooped taut enough with good stabilizer, and I think it would be fine. I don't know, but I think it would. And Robin, you said that's who you watched before embroidery toilet paper. You looked at Becky Power Tools with Thread, and Becky, you said you're not a quilter either. I'm definitely not a quilter. The more I see quilting, the less I want to be. And Robin, you say you can't afford a long arm. You quilt on your SE 1900. Oh my goodness, girl, bless your heart. You doing all that quilting and you doing it on a single needle with a 5x7. Who? Okay, you you bad, honey. You bad because that. I just don't. It just seems like a lot of work. That's all I can say. They're beautiful. I love how quilts look. They're absolutely beautiful. They had some beautiful quilts at the expo because of course it was a quilting show and a lot of people were displaying their quilts for contests and stuff like that. I didn't really get a chance to just actually take it all in and look at all the quilts that were there, but the ones that I did see, they were just awesome. They were very beautiful. And all these intricate pieces and stuff to form the decoration and everything. That's what just intimidates me. And when I say intimidated, I'm not intimidated to the point where I don't think I can do it. I'm intimidated to the point where I don't think I want to do it because that seems tedious to me. And cutting all these little pieces out and making sure that they're the exact size, and then you got to stitch everything together, make sure the seams are exact and everything, so the designs will come out perfect and all of that. And I know that practice makes perfect. So once you've done several quilts, you'll get used to doing that. And then it would be easier to do, just like when you're embroidering. When you first learn how to embroider, you don't know what you're doing. And it can be very intimidating. Even some things that I do now intimidate me because I've never done it before, but I'm willing to do it. I guess that's the same thing with a quilter, but it's just so intricate to me. And that's what makes quilting beautiful when you do those little intricate designs. And that's what, I don't want to say scares me away. It's just that that's a lot of cutting and piecing and putting together. It's a puzzle. Cut it, put it together, sew it, cut it, put it together, sew it. Then once you get your block done, then you got to take those blocks and put the blocks with the other blocks. And when you get all that done, then you got to bind the thing. Okay, and put the back on it. So, and I've never quilted. I have quilted before, and that's probably my hesitation, I guess, or not even hesitation. That's not the right word. My reason that I really don't want to quilt, I guess, is because as a young lady, a girl, teenager, what have you, living down south, we made quilts by hand. They weren't beautiful quilts; they were necessary quilts. And we pieced together old clothes and jeans and this, that, and the other and stuff, and made these big, heavy quilts to keep warm. And they were wonderful. They were heavy. They kept you warm because we didn't have a central heat or central air or anything. And when the fire went out, there's nothing. And even though it's down south in Mississippi, trust and believe it gets cold down there in the wintertime. So you're cold. And so those big quilts and stuff help. But it wasn't fun. It was work. It's just like people think building fires and having this wonderful roaring fire place to sit around is romantic. That's not romantic to me. That's work because we get to do that to stay warm. I'm not building fires and cleaning out fireplaces and throwing away soot and gathering kindling. I'm not doing all that stuff. I had to do that to survive. It's not romantic. There's nothing romantic about that to me. So, your prior experiences, I guess, um, make you who you are. And that's my experiences with quilting and my experience with fireplaces. So I only do gas fireplaces and I buy my quilts and my blankets and stuff. I'm good. I let the people that love do it, and then I can appreciate their work because I do appreciate quilting. I do. They're beautiful, and I know it's a lot of work, and I know it's done with love. And I let people that love to do that stay with that, and then I stay in my lane. And my lane is embroidery. I love embroidering. I love the whole process. Anything that can be embroidered, I have an interest in it because I like the way the final um, project looks once it's done. So, mentioning projects, as most of you know, tomorrow night is the night. Tomorrow night is the night. So, uh, before we go there, I need you guys to give me a thumbs up. I was just looking at my thing, and it says that I have 17 people in here and only one thumbs up. And then I got people on the outside looking in, and I know that. And so I need some thumbs up going up here. So I would appreciate it if you guys don't mind. Just hit the thumbs up button there. Get me some thumbs up going here because as I have mentioned before, thumbs up are very crucial and important. when you are when you're a content creator. They're very important to have. It does affect your your channel. So I appreciate the thumbs up, the thumbs up, the thumbs up, subscribe button, share, notification, all of that. And of course, those thumbs up. I appreciate it. So let's get some more thumbs up here. If you guys don't mind, I appreciate it. And you say you love making quilts and long arming. And um, you said there's 13 likes on your end. Well, that's good. I appreciate that because it doesn't show up over here. So that's good to know. At least I got people that are hitting the thumbs up. So thank you so much. And Carol, what were you saying? It doesn't move. If it doesn't move embroidery, that's a good statement. And you know why? Because I think about the same thing. When I walk through, like if I go through Walmart or someplace like that, especially when I was doing more and more sublimation, when I first started sublimating, got my printer and what have you, my heat press and printer and stuff. I looked at everything to see how much polyester was in there. And if it had 50% or more polyester, I was going to take that home and try it out and see what it looked like. And that's the same way I am about embroidery. Okay, can this be embroidered? I wonder what that would look like. What the hat, the jackets, the sweats, the shirts, the towels, the blankets, pillowcases, sheets, all of those things. Uh, they can be embroidered and they can be sold and they look nice. Embroidering on pillowcases, don't let that pass you by. Have you seen any design, any pictures of sheets, the top hem of a sheet that has been embroidered? That is gorgeous. That will make one of the best wedding gifts, anniversary gift, that or any special occasion gift. A set of sheets with embroidered pillowcases and the hem of the flat sheet. And can you imagine what that would cost to sell? That you could sell it for? Yes, those are so beautiful. I haven't done one yet, but I have definitely thought about doing it. I gotta quit thinking about doing it and actually do them. But yeah, as Carol said, if it doesn't move, embroider it. Go ahead and do that. And Joyce, hi Joyce, how you doing? And you like the idea of using felt or fleece? Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And you love embroidering quilt blocks. Now, what I would not be opposed to, and tarpunto, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, tarpunto stitching. Anybody's familiar with what I'm talking about? Those, that stitching and those blocks, and then putting those together, I would do that and make a quilt out of it. Hi Tisha, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I would do those because I think those are absolutely gorgeous. I have a few designs, and uh, let me go over here and yes, and that's what I'm talking about. Is TARPU something like that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you. I have a piece over here. Let me get it. I did this. It's green. Oh, you can't see it that good. I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can take this background off. Let me see if I can take the background off. If I can take the background off. No, I don't think I can get the background off. I wish I could. I can't take the background off, and because I can't take the background off, unfortunately, I can't stop the green screen. But maybe you can see kind of a little bit what I'm trying to show you design wise. If anybody can see that, it just happened to be on green material. I'm sorry, but that is so pretty. And I've always wanted, well, not always wanted. I thought about that, and your phone did that. It's okay. It's trampunto, but however you pronounce or however it's spelled, that's what I'm talking about. And it is quilted, but and you can make quilts out of it because actually I thought about doing this. As a matter of fact, I bought some fabric to use this for a pillow, and that's what I'm interested in doing. And then of course it does have the batting and everything. But this was just something that I was testing out on myself and just looking at it and seeing what it was all about and everything and stuff like that. But yes, it is beautiful. Now something like that I would be more than interested in doing quilting with that because it's embroidery. And the only difference would be the piecing it together to make the quilt or the blanket or whatever, which I could do. That part would not bother me. It's just all the other little cutting out all those pieces and putting stuff together that I don't particularly care for. But I wanted to talk real quickly, and I noticed some people dropped off, which I understand because they're not really interested so much in the Sew Along project that will be starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a total of 11 of us that have signed up for it. So I'm pretty happy about that. We got a really good crowd of people, and it's going to be on Zoom. I sent out the passcode and everything that you need. So all of you, I think, have responded back to me to tell me that you have it. And I'm going to try to get on there early enough to make sure everything is going to work and we're not going to have any difficulties. I hope we don't have any difficulties. Now, how we're going to be able to see each other and all of that kind of stuff, because I know with me, I'm looking at you on a 17-inch laptop, and I'm going to be back here at my machine, I guess, most of the time. So I'm going to figure out tomorrow how I'm going to maneuver that, fix it, put it all together and make it work so we can see each other and talk through the process. Now, I I'm telling you what I'm doing or what I've done. Of course, I have bought all of my fabric. Let me take a sip. I bought all of my fabric for the front, which they call the background, and for the back or the backing. What those that know how to quilt know what the backing is. So I have all of that. I have all my pieces cut out. Now I know Miss Tisha Banks told me she had all her pieces cut out too. So we got our pieces cut out. I got all my 45 pieces cut out. I have my SF 101 cut out. And I haven't ironed them onto the background yet, but I'm going to be working on that. I'll have enough done to start a project tomorrow. I may not finish everything. I may not have all 45 and all that stuff, but I'll have enough done. I have, what else have I done? Oh, I will cut out enough batting to work for tomorrow because I don't have all my batting cut out either. But I have my batting. I just don't have all my batting cut out. and I don't have my applique materials cut out. I pulled quite a few pieces of fabric, Christmassy type stuff, or things that I think will work for um, my applique because I'm doing the North Pole, and all 15 blocks of the main blocks. And the first block is called the tall block that looks like a cone. It's called the inner block. The middle block is called the main block, and then the bottom one that has the kind of scallop is called the outer block. So the middle block or the main block is the one for the North Pole that has all of the applique. It has Santa Claus and it has the reindeers pulling. So every one of those have to have um, applique on it. I think all 15 of them have some sort of applique. Now, since we're doing this as a project together, and I do know that some of you are doing the nativity and some of you are doing the North Pole. I don't think there's any other designs that's being used, just nativity and the North Pole. The nativity tree, Christmas tree skirt does not have any applique. It is just stitching and satin stitching or something like that, I think. A lot of words, and it does have some designs and, the baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph and wise men and stuff like that. So you guys have an advantage. I don't know what is wrong with my throat. You guys have an advantage over those of us that are doing the North Pole because we have time wise, we have the appliques, and that may take up more time. It may or may not. I don't know because with applique you don't have to do all that stitching, but you do have to do that satin stitching. I will have. I'm going to follow the directions. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the North Pole instruction is 95 sheets of paper. I'm going to tell you what I did. And I did this because I'm hosting this project and hoping to be of assistance to everybody. So I have my notebook. Do you see all this paper up in here? All of this is strictly the North Pole information. And I have it indexed. I have the instructions. Then I have the thumbnails, and you guys probably can't see it. And then I have each block, the color charts. And so with all of that, as you can see, I have a notebook full. A notebook full. But I have all the information I need to be able to do everything that needs to be done for the North Pole. So, with that being said, I should be very helpful, especially for the North Pole people. And for the Nativity people, we'll just follow along and I'm sure everything will work out. So, I just wanted to touch base on that to let you guys know that I'm all set up and ready to go. I hope that all of you that are participating at least have enough things cut out for tomorrow night. Even though if you don't have everything cut out, that's fine. You don't have to. But hopefully we'll be able to do a couple of blocks at least, I would hope, within the 2 hour time. And I'm starting with the inner blocks first. Then I'll do the applique blocks second, and then the outer blocks last. At first, I was going to do the applique blocks first and get them out the way, but I decided to follow the directions as they are written. Not so much of the fact that I have to, but I'm doing it so I can make sure that I'm on pace with everybody else that's doing the North Pole. And so if questions or issues or anything comes up, I'm right there in the trenches and I can respond based upon what's going on and what my experience is. all of you that are participating, I guess, some of us are different levels. So the goal of the Soul Alone is to have fun. That's the first goal. Number one goal is to have fun. We're going to chit chat. We're going to laugh. We're going to hee hee. We're going to ha ha, but we're going to work. And so we're going to have fun, but we're also going to assist and help each other. And if anybody has a question, we're just going to, whoever can answer the question the best is the one that answers the question. If somebody needs to do a demo and show you how to do it, and you can zoom in and show somebody how to do something, then we're going to do that as well, because we want to make sure that everybody's able to stay on task. I do not anticipate us having any issues. I don't, because the more that I have looked at the video and the more that I have studied the paperwork and everything, it's really not a complicated project. It's just a big project because there's a lot of moving pieces. That's it. We have 45 pieces of things that need to be dealt with and put together in order to finish the product. So with that being said, that's where the well, I don't even want to say issue. I'm trying to think of a word. That's what makes it seem complicated, but it really is not complicated. It's time consuming. That's what I'm trying to get. It's not complicated. It's just time consuming. So it takes time to do all the things that need to be done. If you come prepared, if you're prepared and you have everything cut out, because that's going to save you time, then putting it together is not going to be a complication. It's just going to take the time, because the machine has to stitch it out at the speed of the machine. And you'll set your machine at the speed that you're comfortable with. Now, if you watch Becky Thompson at Power Tools with thread, she's running her machine at 1,000 stitches per minute. Because I saw that and I looked at that and I said, you go, girl. She's running that machine at 1,000 stitches per minute. I've never run my machine that fast ever. And I don't think that I will. She has used some metallic thread. I intend to use some metallic thread as well in certain places, but you definitely don't run metallic thread at 1,000 stitches per minute. You put that down as slow as possible, which for my big machine is 400. I think the SE uh, 1000 is 400 as well. So when you're using metallic threads, you want that to be as slow as possible. I'm using King Star mostly. I think I did buy some sulky that it was a beautiful color that I wanted, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to do a test drive with it tomorrow, before tomorrow night, to see how well it's going to stitch. If it does not stitch well on my machine, that's tossed out the window, and I'll stick with my King Star for everything. But gather all your colors that you're going to be using, gather all your materials that you're going to be using, gather all of your tools that you need to make sure you have your scissors, your tweezers, your seam ripper, your peggy stitch eraser if you happen to need one, um, whatever else that you use for your however you work on your machine. Have all those things together, your rulers, all of that stuff. So your measuring tape or yardstick or whatever you use to do big measuring and stuff. Have all that stuff together so you don't have to go looking for it while we're doing our live. That way we can be more efficient with the time. So that's what I wanted to just recommend, that we do that. Now, we're scheduled from 7 to 9, and you all got your invitation, and you saw the list with the dates on it, so you know what date the next one's going to be on and on and on. And I have it all set up and scheduled, and apparently it's the same code for the entire session, because I did it for the entire session for 10 weeks. If we go longer, we go longer. We'll talk about that as that time comes on. The other thing is, I I'm not opposed to anybody that want to stay beyond the 2 hours. if that happens. That's not something that is expected or required. It just depends if somebody is running behind and they want to hang in there for a few extra minutes or whatever. We can talk about it. I'm not opposed to it. So don't feel like that stress where you're rushing. Oh, I don't have but 2 hours and I need to do. Don't do that, because this is supposed to be fun. Number one, number one, fun, fun, fun. No stress. We don't want any stress. And I bought extra fabric. I bought boo boo fabric in case you mess something up. I did, because I know me. You know, hmm, I believe in the Murphy Law. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with Murphy Law tomorrow, but just in case. So, hopefully, you guys did as well, just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. But so, Robin, you say you have all of yours cut out and an interface. And Becky, you say you ran your machine at 1,000 stitches, and it did great doing it at okay. You put 10,000 stitches, but anyway, okay, there you go. I've never done that. I don't know why I have been so afraid to run it that fast. I have to do that. The fastest I've run my machine, I think, is 800 stitches. I'm not gone beyond that 800. And I might test that out tomorrow morning sometime, before tomorrow night, just to see what that's like, what it sounds like, what the vibration is. I'm going to put my table up because I know I don't like that. That worries me. But if the table is up and everything is done correctly, it's supposed to run 1,000 stitches a minute, and if it runs 1,000 stitches a minute, then what? Mm, try it one day. I am. That's what I'm saying, Becky. I am going to try. I'm going to try it tomorrow just to see how that works. Um, maybe I can get my comfort level there, but I've just never done it. That's all. Not that I've had an issue. I just have never done it because I have not been comfortable with the fact that, gosh, it's going so fast. But that's what the machine is for. And I know she was running hers at 1,000 stitches per minute, and it looked like it was running just fine without any issues for her. And because I noticed that when I was watching her video, and I said, this girl running her machine at 1,000 stitches per minute. You go, girl. And it was stitching out fine, looked like to me, no problem. But that's the other thing I wanted to mention. My recommendation: have your machine oiled, because we're going to do a lot of stitching. Not only do you oil your bobbin, I don't know if you guys know how to, and I'm talking about the people with the big machines with the brother 10 needle. If you know how to pull it down and oil that felt that's on the needle bar, I have a video on that, and I'm going to make another one. So I'm oiling that tomorrow, and of course I oil my bobbin. I do that every day. I'm going to make sure that I have new needles on every number that I'll be using. Now, I have to pick out my thread, so make sure you select your thread too. And I'm going to have a new needle on every um, thread that I'm going to be using. I don't know if I'm going to change all 10, because I used to keep up with what I changed and what I didn't, and now I've been lazy and haven't done that. And I know I've changed some needles recently. Um, I may change them all just to be consistent. I may just go ahead and change them all and say, okay, every needle is new. But I do recommend that you use a new needle, that you have your machine oiled up real good, and your bobbin thread. Make sure that you start off with a fresh, full bobbin uh, thread. So you hopefully can get through a panel without having to change bobbin. I don't know if we can or not, because it just depends on how intensive the satin is. But at least start off with a fresh bobbin. So hopefully you can do a whole bobbin without having to change. Robin, you said clean out your. That's the other thing. Thanks for that. Take your. I meant to mention that. Take your needle plate off and clean all of that out too. Get it all cleaned out so you have all of that taken care of. And okay, Carol, you said does it depend on what you are embroidering on? Now, if you are embroidering on a single needle machine, well, I know the SE 1900 um, it's not recommended, at least in my book, my manual, that you don't oil anything. That's something that you get maintenance to do because you would have to take stuff apart. So there's no oiling for that. I don't know what your single needle machine requires if that's what you're doing, a single needle. But I do recommend, of course, um, that you have your fresh needle, and I'm using a regular 7511. And I don't know. I have to look and see if I need a sharp or ballpoint. But whatever your fabric calls for, and I have to look that up because I want to say sharp, but I don't want to say something out of term. So I have to look and see, do I need the sharp or do I need the ballpoint? But whichever one is appropriate for the material that we're using, that's the needle that you need in there. But a 7511 should be fine. And just make sure that your needle plate, take it off, clean it out. Whether you have a big machine or a single needle machine, all of that needs to be done. So, and of course, you need to have a full bobbin. So the only difference would be oiling. Now, what I recommend if you're using any type of metallic thread on your single needle machine, I have one of those tall thread holder things. I put my metallic thread on that and then run it up through the loop and then into my machine and stitch that way. And it seems to work really well as far as not having an issue with my metallic thread. Now, I did that before I started using Kingstar, but I still would recommend that. And then also, as I've always said, you don't run metallic thread fast. You run metallic thread at its lowest speed. You can look it up anywhere and it tells you you run your metallic thread at the lowest speed to cut down on breakage. Robin, you say you use a thread holder too for your metallic thread. Now, I've not used anything different for my metallic thread on my 10 needle machine, but there is an apparatus that you can buy. I don't have it. And well, I bought one and I did not know how to put that thing together. So I pitched it because they do have something that you can buy specifically for metallic thread on a multi-needle machine that helps it flow better. Now, with the King Star metallic thread, it the only issue that I have with that thread, I don't have breakage. My Because of the vibration, it will end up getting tangled up with my other threads. Does anybody else have that issue? And if you don't have that issue, can you tell me how are you stitching? Because that happens almost every time because I have gotten to the point that I take the threads and just kind of pin them back when I'm doing metallic thread. So the vibration does not uh, pull the threads into my metallic thread and it gets all twisted up. And that happens when I use a lot of metallic thread because I have done an entire jacket back in metallic thread. And when I use metallic thread, oftentimes I am doing a big design or something. This is not like a little something like on the project that we'll be doing. The metallic thread that I'll be using, I'll just be doing little pieces like the bows on the present, or I don't even know. I was thinking about the stars, but I'm not sure I'm going to do that. But it's not a lot. So maybe I won't have that issue. I don't know. But I know that's what I have had. And that has been frustrating to me So I know, Robin, you said, but I think you're using the SE 1900. So on my SE 1900, I do use the thread holder, and it has worked well. Tisha, one suggestion for metallic thread is to use the thread spool. Oh, the net? Are you talking about the net? Because I haven't done that. And I think I saw that somewhere. So is that what you're talking about when you said the spool covers, the net that goes that you can put on your thread? Because I do have some. No problem, Karen. We're still here. Okay, yes, you're talking about the net. I'm gonna try that. Thanks for reminding me of that because I had seen or heard that somewhere, and I had said I was gonna try that, but I forgot all about it. So I'm so glad that you brought that out. Thank you so much, Teach. See, these are the things that I'm talking about that will be. Oh my goodness, did y'all see that? It just went black and came back. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Us working collaborative tomorrow night and going forward because we all have ideas and we all have little tricks of the trade and things that we've done and this works and that doesn't work and try this and so forth and so on that can help us all. So I do appreciate you reminding me of that, Tisha, because I do recall seeing that somewhere. And I remember saying I was going to try it. And of course, like I said, that totally slipped my mind. So I will be trying that tomorrow. I am going to write this down so I will not forget. Try spool net because I had plenty for my King Star. And hopefully that works. And that will resolve that problem. I hope that will be so wonderful and I won't have to worry about it. So, you, Karen, you say you thought we'd still be here. Yep, we're still here. You know how we do. You know how we do. We were just talking about, as you picked up on, talking about the so along for tomorrow. And just giving some ideas and suggestions and stuff like that to be prepared for tomorrow so we can run very smoothly with the project. And I am so excited. I had to force myself to be perfectly honest about it, to do a video today, to put a video up on my channel because I've been spending a lot of time working on this project, getting my buying all of the stuff I need to buy, cutting stuff out and printing stuff out and doing all that kind of stuff like that. I was like, doggone it, I haven't had time to do anything else. Just trying to get ready. But I wanted to make sure that I was ready for tomorrow because I didn't want anything to hold me up so I would be available to help assist you guys and just kind of coordinate because I'm hosting everything and I want to make sure that the feed is correct and all of that. And the other thing, I did ask that question earlier about who was not going to be um, in the live, but they register. And I do know one person, Marlene, you did say that for you. So you will be looking at the replay. So I got to make sure that you have access to the replay. And is there anyone else that will, of those of you that have signed up, you have your passcode to get in and all of that. Are you going to be, barring any issues, coming on tomorrow night, or are you expecting to do the replay? I need to know that because I need to know um, who will be who will need me to make sure that they can look at the replay because as I've mentioned, this is going to be private. It is not going to be a live like we're doing tonight where everybody can see. It's going to be just private for those of us that are participating, and that way we can be who we are. And you all don't have to worry about your faces being shown to the world. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just going to be us that will be able to see each other and talk to each other. So, and that's why I wanted to make sure it was private because I didn't want to infringe on anybody else and have the whole world looking at us. Plus the fact I just want us to be able to relax and be cool and do what we do. Now I am cautioning though, we don't want, and I know I don't have to say this, but I have to say this because of requirements, restrictions, and whatever. No profanity, no off color jokes, and we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion, all of those things I like to keep out of our conversations, just like we don't have those conversations in my life because I may put snippets of things together to just make a little teaser video that I do put out live, but it would just be a little teaser. It won't be, it may not even be 10 minutes long if I do that. And it won't be um, like tomorrow night. It would be a combination of the whole thing where I will just kind of, you know, go through it and do some editing and just kind of show a little bit of what we did and the fun that we have to encourage people if they're interested in us doing this, you know, joining for the next time. And Val, you said you're going to look at the replay for the first week. Okay. I think you had mentioned that to me. So I have two names so far, and that's Marlene and Val. So that'd be fine. So that means if if those are the only two people, it would be nine of us tomorrow instead of 11 because it's a total of 11 of us, which includes myself, that has signed up and agreed to participate. And since you all got the list, if you looked at your email, you saw the names and what have you, so you know who the people are. And we'll talk more tomorrow about uh, any privacy issues and sharing and that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that off off the big live and what people want, don't want, and so forth and so on. But I am so excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Um, I am looking forward to how everybody's thing is going to look. We will be showing our work now. That's the other thing. When we get to the end, we have to show what we did. That part. I do want to be live. I do want people to. I may ask you to send me pictures um, of your final work so I can put it up so everybody can see. And of course, it's not mandatory. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm asking everybody, hoping that everybody will want to do that and participate and share what they did. Because I'm even if mine is messed up, I'm gonna be proud. I'm gonna be proud of it. I don't think it's gonna be messed up. If we follow the instructions, the only thing that I think would be a challenge is making sure we have all our seams together so everything comes out. You know, you need that half inch all the way around. And then when you're stitching it, you need to match up those seams. And if we all do that, pin it together the way Becky told us to pin it together, it should be golden. Everything should be fine. So I think that's the only part that I see as being complicated because everything else is just embroidery. We know how to embroider. So I don't anticipate anything else being an issue. The only issue is putting it together. And we should be fine with that. And Marissa, you wish you could join, but the time difference and you work until 6. I understand that. Um, the next one that we do, maybe we can do it like on a weekend situation or something, if that works for the majority of the people, because I don't think that we'll be doing a project anytime in the near future that will be this long, because it's crazy to say, but it looks like we picked the most intense project for our very first project. I said, what were we thinking? I did not know. I honestly have to be honest about it. When we talked about it and agreed to do it and everything, I did not know it was 45 pieces that had to be put together, and I had no clue because I had not looked at the the parameters of the design. I just had the design. I bought it. I had it. I want to make it, but I didn't know what the process was. I did not know what the process was until after we had agreed to do it. Then I opened it up and saw everything that had to be done. And I was like, oh my goodness, what did we get ourselves into? Because this is yeah. But the next one we do, Rebecca said, go big or go home. Yep, that's what we doing. If we get through this one sane, we can do any other project we want to do. Put it that way. We get through this one sane with everything coming out looking good, which I know it will. We will be successful. Then that means we can do anything else that we decide to do. We pick something out and say, let's roll. We're gonna make it because we'll be able to do it because, like I said, this is a big project, and it is going to take the entire 10 weeks, I believe, to get it all done. And that's with doing some of it um, on other days that we're not actually together as a group, which is another thing that I wanted to mention. That is definitely fair game. Those of you or those of us that have the time to continue to work on it outside of the Wednesday meetings, feel free to do so because there's no way that we're going to get this entire thing done in 10 weeks if we don't do extra. Because even if we do 2 a week, that's only 20 panels and we have 45. So you're going to have to do more than 10, more than one a week. You're going to have, or 2 a week. We're going to have to dig in there. Now, I know if you look at Becky's video, she mentioned it took her 10 days to do it and she was doing it straight through. And she said she was doing anywhere from 2 to 4 per day, which makes sense. And it took her 10 days to do it. So just think if we just do 2 per week and we're only doing it 10 weeks, that's only 20. So we're going to have to add time to it. So feel free to do it. This particular project, I'm not expecting us to stay on task together because, first of all of us aren't doing the same project. We're all doing Christmas tree skirts, but we're doing 2 different designs. So that in itself means it's not going to be on task. And then the fact that some of us are going to do extra on days that we're not together. So um, some of us may get done before, or some of us may not be done when it's over. It just depends upon how we work. Becky, you said you bought a Kimberbell candy corn quilt shop for next year. It's a hall hanging. Okay. And Marissa, can you put the link? Okay, to the video. I and I think I mentioned that to you guys that I did the. I was gonna show it to you, but it's too much work to get to. I'll show it to you tomorrow night. I'm gonna pull it out my closet and have it available to show to you guys tomorrow night. But I did a Kimberbell bench pillow, and that that was a big project to me because it was very similar to the Christmas tree. We had all these different panels to do appliques on, and some of those appliques we had these little bitty leaves for the trees, and you had to literally cut. I mean, the leaf wasn't bigger than the head of a pencil needle, the eraser on a pencil. It was ridiculous. And it was an applique that you had to cut out. I did it, but I was like, you have got to be kidding. Because they had the tree, but each leaf on the tree was a separate applique that they stitched, that you stitched on, and then you had to cut it out. That was intense, but I did it. And me and Andrea did it together, and I have to say I finished mine. Then I had to put the little lights in it. So I had to put the holes in it and put the lights in it. That was a headache. But I got that done and everything. So I managed to get done with that project. And I said, if I could do that project, then I know I can do this tree skirt, because I thought that that was pretty intense too. Um, Robin, you say you're also doing two other quilt alongs, but doing these YouTube projects help me to finish things in a timely manner. Okay, so you do it with a group, I guess, and you stay on task. I have not done that, but yeah, it helps you to stay on task because you have to keep up. Well, you want to keep up. I put it that way. If you're going to be in a group, you want to keep up. And that's what I'm hoping everybody will keep up, so we will at least finish together. You know, some may be ahead, some may be behind, but we want to figure out how we can at least finish together. And I want us to finish together hopefully at the end of the 10 weeks, because if you look at the date that's on the um, the schedule that I sent out, the last day is December the 3rd. So we're right knocking Christmas down. And I don't know about you guys, but I normally put my Christmas tree up the day after Thanksgiving. Not to say that's going to happen this year, because, you know, traditions are kind of out the window when you don't have your house and stuff like that, and entertaining and all the things like I used to. But traditionally, I always put my tree up the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday, you know, what they call it, Black Friday. 'Cause I didn't go shopping. I've done one Black Friday in my entire life. I'm not getting up before the crack of dawn to give nobody my money. So I've only done one Black Friday. But the tradition was put the tree up. But doing it, you know, so I want my skirt done early because I'm keeping my skirt and I'm using my skirt. Now they call it an heirloom, and it will be an heirloom for me because it's a lot of work and a lot of money. And I'm more than happy to pass it down to whomever wants it when I'm done with it. But I will definitely be using it this year for Christmas. Now, what I do going forward, I don't know. But for this year for Christmas, with all the work and time and energy I'm putting into this skirt, I will be using it for Christmas, for my Christmas tree. So getting it done by the 3rd is a goal for me, because even if we go 2 weeks more, we're knocking on Christmas door, and I want my skirt down before Christmas. Not to say that it would be that terrible because there won't be any gifts under the tree, so I can always put it down. But I would love to put my skirt down when I put my tree up. So my goal is to get done within the 10 weeks. So that that is where I am on that. So does anybody have any questions, concern, issues, or anything about the sew along for tomorrow night? Um, uh, Trying to think. I'm going to text all of you when I get off of here. So look for a text. Text. I'm going to text you my phone number. So if for any reason you have an issue or you can't get onto the site or anything is whatever the situation may be, you'll be able to reach me. So I will text you guys my phone number as soon as I get off of here So you'll have it for tomorrow night in case you need it. So we'll do that. So Karen, you say you make me laugh. You use that what you said, you use that skirt and we want pics after your tree. So I can do that. But yeah, I'm using my skirt. My heirloom will be a used heirloom. I'm not giving it to anybody before I get a chance to enjoy it because all of the time, energy, effort, and money that I'm putting into this skirt, you best believe I'm using this skirt. And great idea with the number. Yeah, it just dawned on me that that might be something important to do too. And I think I have everybody's phone number except for one person. And I don't remember. I made a spreadsheet. So I'll look at my spreadsheet and I'll know exactly who that person is because if they don't mind sharing their phone number, I would like to have it because that's a two-way thing just in case there is an issue because you never know and you need to call people, what have you. But yeah, you guys need to be able to reach me just in case you're having an issue with getting on, or I'm not showing up, or I'm running late, or whatever the situation may be. And that way, we won't have to worry about waiting to see if you send a text, if I see the text, if I get back with the text, and all of that stuff like that. So I will be sharing my number as soon as we get off. So that is all that I have. And again, if there's anybody that has not given me a thumbs up that's in the chat or anybody that's out there, can you give me a thumbs up, please? I appreciate it. And I am going to go ahead because it's we've been on here for an hour and 57 minutes, and I don't have anything else that I can think of that I need to add. Because we talked about tomorrow night pretty thoroughly, I think. Karen, you said you had fun picking out the fabric from the stash for four of the village building. You know, I have my stash of fabric that I pulled out to go through to see what to use, but I haven't done anything yet. Because, like I said, well, first of all, I wasn't feeling that well this week, so I know I poo-pooed off a few days of not really doing much of anything. And I don't know if I came back from the expo with some kind of something other or not, but I've not been feeling my best. But I kept saying, especially today, I said, girl, push through it, push through it, push through it, because you got too much to do. And I wanted to make sure that I had everything. So I wanted to get a video up, and I have that ready to go. So I feel good about that, and that frees me up tomorrow to finish working on getting prepared for tomorrow night. So I'll have time to do some of those things. So I think I'll be good. And you said uh, we appreciate you pulling this together for us. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And I am looking forward, again, like I said, I am looking forward to tomorrow night. I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. This face-to-face thing. I know when we went to the expo and met the people that I met, Leslie and Danielle and Tisha and Val and several more people that the name is escaping me. I was so happy to get a chance to have a face to face with you guys. It was so much fun. So this is going to be another way of having a face to face with everybody and having fun, getting to know who's who, putting the chat behind, put the face with the chat, building this community and the camaraderie because that's the whole purpose of the social society crew because we are the social society crew and we are going to be doing a lot of things and I'm hoping that we will grow it. So Um, Not only I'm asking for a thumbs up, I'm asking you guys to share stuff. If you know somebody, share the videos with them on my channel, the live, all of that. Share it with them. Send it to them. Say, hey, check this out. Stuff like that. That's so helpful. So helpful. And that helps us to grow because I enjoy seeing new names come in here. I enjoy that. And I hope that the new names will keep coming and that we grow and grow and grow and do all of that. And Jenny, you said, thank you, Miss Shirley. Have fun with your so long. Have a great weekend, everyone. So, good night. We're going to have fun, and hopefully, the next time, Jenny, you'll be able to join one of them. And as well as Marissa, hopefully, you'll be able to join because maybe we'll be able to do something on a day that you're available, even if it's the weekend, which I think may work out for more people, which is great because I would like to have more people. If this works out fine, that would be a good thing because we're doing Zoom because Zoom allows you to have more people than this platform that I'm on. So I kept saying I can only do 10, but I realized that I couldn't use this platform because I couldn't make it private. And that's why I decided to go with Zoom because Zoom I can make private, and also I can have a greater number of people, and I also, which I'll talk about tomorrow night, can uh, we're going to go at least 2 hours. So with that being said, Zoom turned out to be a better platform for us to do this project on. So I think it's all going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Because there's a few more things that I need to do before I can go to bed. And some of you all have to go to work tomorrow. I don't. Well, I do. I do have to work tomorrow. I got to get up and do some work tomorrow because I got to be ready for tomorrow night. But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to say good night. And Becky, you said, wish everyone could be here for the craft show weekend, eating a lot of ice cream and having fun. Oh, I wish I could too. That would have been so much fun. We never know what we can do. Next year is another year, and there's a whole lot of things that we hopefully can do where we can do meetups, in other places, not just necessarily here or Virginia, what have you. Maybe we can, go to North Carolina, go to Philly, or go places like that and get a chance to meet people. But we'll see what next year brings. But anyway, let me say good night so I can get the other things done, and you take care. And I will see all of you that are participating tomorrow night. Thank you. Bye bye.